guest at Pressure Points with your two favorite pirate baddie fans in the business. I'm D, and this is my sweet little baby AJ. We're coming at you with Season 4, Episode 15, The Pirate Queen. This is a second part from Lioness of Brittany, Season 3, Episode 2. Find us on our ship.
I wonder how many people just stop listening after the intro.
Yeah, probably a ton.
It's Instagram and Twitter at PointSoPressure is what you were going to say.
Yeah, I was going to get there. I dragged some shit out. I blanked a little bit.
That's okay.
Yeah, I've been stoned a lot the last few days.
Oh, man, I am so out of it.
I'm hitting the level that I've always wanted, which is a perma-fried 30-year-old. I'm getting there.
You're almost there.
I'm almost there, which is really beneficial for a historical podcast.
Oh yeah. Hey, at least you keep pulling up like these cool.
I mean, I'm finding the cool
stories.
shit. Yeah, I'm finding great stuff. This week, like I said in the intro, last season I did The Lioness of Brittany, which
was awesome. That was a great one.
Yeah, Jean de Clisson, and she was this big old French pirate badass. Check her out. This isn't like a continuation of it. This is just another bad pirate bitch.
Perfect.
That's got some serious fucking power.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, how you been? It's been
fantastic.
What happened last week?
Extremely sunburnt.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous that you're not.
Little AJ should have worn a fucking hat when we go fishing.
Oh my god. Everything hurts. Everything hurts.
The funny thing is, you look like you just got back from the beach because your hair has that like fucking like windswept look, and you just look roasted as fuck.
Yeah, it's like I fell asleep on the beach. It looks like.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a tough day for AJ.
You do anything fun?
I mean, other than our little fishing trip.
Been watching the league?
Yeah. Watching the league, it's been entertaining. Mm-hmm. Mainly just checking it out for the coins, baby.
Oh yeah.
I got a move-in date established for my own place.
Nice. So what's your address and your move-in date, and when you fall asleep and when you work?
I'll get all that to you by the end of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, D will officially be living on his own, putting his big boy pants on
for the first time ever at 45 years old.
Yeah, 46. Come on, give me some credit. Sorry. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a new little venture that I'm taking. So
it's a whole new world.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to say the least. So if I really start pushing all of you to subscribe to Patreon, you'll know why.
Yeah, this is why.
But yeah, so it's been a good week.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing too wild. Weather's been all over the fucking place, that's for sure.
Work's been not busy, which
10 out of 10.
Sucks.
Even better. Well, I love not busy work.
I mean, I also love not busy work, but it makes it last so long, you know?
Yeah, but you're not working, which is what I hate. I hate working.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Wait, yeah. Oh, and we got so I wanted to do two things first. Yeah. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, go listen to last week's episode. It was great.
Oh, phenomenal.
Oh, Ruski Viet Cong.
Yeah, Ruski's Viet Cong.
And then check out at Burrcook, BURRCOOK, on TikTok. I went through. I watched a bunch of them. My wife watched all of them. They're good.
This is the only advocating for TikTok we'll do.
Yeah, straight up.
And it's for our boy.
So far, so good. I love how you just destroy that woman.
Yeah.
Who's an idiot.
Amazing. Yeah. His first video is solid.
Oh yeah. No, they're all good. So keep doing it. And go check it out, even if you don't like TikTok like us.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know how to tick the talk.
Oh, too good. So.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I said two things, and I only gave you one.
Second? I was so the second.
I found, if you remember a few weeks ago, we talked about the abandoned missile testing base that we went to in Utah. I found another one. I don't know how I keep finding these, but I found another one that's in better condition. I'm actually going to take pictures and put them up maybe on the social media. Maybe, we put some up, right? You threw some up? On the thing? On
I did.
Thing?
I had to think.
Sorry,
But
you're fried.
I know. Yeah, I am still really tired from yesterday.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll put some pictures up. But apparently it's got a lot more like shit floating around it. It's a little more...
It's not as dilapidated.
It's way out of the way of civilization in the middle of the desert. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Let's go shoot some guns at it.
Oh, yeah. At the missiles.
Yeah. Let's fucking end it all, baby.
Yeah.
Destroy this state. Woo.
All right. Let's get us started.
So, I am going to butcher a lot of these names. I apologize in advance, but you should come to expect it at this point. So, Zhang Yisao, or Shi Yang, worked in a brothel in, like, late 1700s until she met her husband, Zhang Yi, in 1801. Now, a lot of people know Zhang Yisao or Shi Yang as Ching Shih, which Ching Shih means wife of Zhang.
Okay.
So
far, so good.
Yeah. Zhang Yi, man. She, which is what I'm going to call her a lot, just she, is the focus of today's show. But
his wife.
Yeah, his wife.
Okay.
So, Zhang Yi, he was brought up in a really well-known pirate family, and it was actually traced back to the Ming Dynasty in China. Yeah.
Damn.
This family was wildly rich with, like, privateering and pirateering, so much so that Zhang Yi started privateering for a dynasty that took part in a bunch of different wars around, like, late 1700s. And he actually ended up fighting against his cousin, who was a well-known pirate. His name was Zhang Qi, but I won't say his name a bunch because it'll get really confusing. So he fought against his cousin's fleet and defeated them, but didn't kill his cousin. Mm-hmm. However, he kidnapped his cousin's adopted 15-year-old son.
Okay.
I know
this is really convoluted.
It's a really fucking weird family tree.
Okay.
Just know
I'm gonna settle in.
This dude we're digging into the bag of candy. So, this guy that was privateering for a Chinese, like, company, more or less, he captured his cousin's 15-year-old adopted nephew. Okay? We're all on the same page?
On the same page.
Sweet. So, after Shi Yang, which is she, after she got married to him, Jing Yi's cousin was executed, the pirate.
Okay.
So, he was executed, and...
So what you're saying is there's a job opportunity open.
Yeah. So, Yi took over his fleet. He went from privateering for this company to say, fuck that, Pirate King, baby.
Yeah, double middle fingers to the boss walking out.
So, he ended up leading this fleet back towards the Chinese coast. And they... Because he was already kind of part of a pirate fleet, like he was privateering, but he was also over a bunch of dudes. He had a lot of problems among all of these different crews that he was taking in. He would attack, kill their commander, take him in, and so there was a lot of dissent among all these fucking pirates, which is not exactly ideal for a commander. So,
I think we learned about that on the sex raft.
Yeah, well, really though. So he actually pushed to start a pirate confederation. Now, the fleets were separated into different colors. They had red, black, blue, white, yellow, and green. The main ones I'll talk about today are going to be red, black, and white. There's a
the
fucking
colors,
mosquito in here.
The colors of America.
No.
Sorry.
So, Yi ran the Confederation, but he also spearheaded he spearheaded the Red Flag Fleet. And in 1803 and 1807, Shi Yang had 2 children with Yi. So 2 little boys,
2 little pirates,
and they've got now, like, 20-year-old adopted nephew, son kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not related to him at all, but yeah.
But, yeah.
Kid's part of the family. So, in 1807, Zhang Yi fell overboard during a really bad windstorm, and he actually died at 42 years old. Now.
Too young.
Yeah.
Never forget. Always remember.
The wind always gets him so young, you know? Mm-hmm. All right, now, I have an audio clip for you.
Okay.
Which is odd that it's from the 1800s, but I'm going to play that, and I've got a follow-up question after it. So, it's kind of weird.
You're not going to pay attention.
You definitely should pay attention.
Okay, so give me some background on the audio clip.
You'll see.
When's it from? Who recorded it? What did they use to record it?
I kind of put it together myself. It'll make sense, yeah. So, bear with me here.
So far, so good.
Now it's time for your favorite Monday morning game show, D's Dating Do's and Don'ts, where we find out if your concept of relationships is a tick too far on the misogynistic side. Welcome to the stage, AJ, a wannabe totalitarian from a very far-right Christian community. Let's get started. It's D's Dating Do's and Don'ts.
Oh, that's right.
Welcome back, everybody. So, we have AJ, who's got a chance to win full ownership of Pressure Points.
I don't want it.
With a correct answer to our final question of the day. AJ, are you ready?
No.
Tough shit. AJ, what does Shi Yang have to do next to ensure success in her future? Should she A, find another leader of the fleet to lock down and marry, B, get her 2 young sons out of pirating and start a new life, or C, kick down the doors and run this shit herself?
Well, I know a lot about this podcast, and I'm going to have to go with C.
Oh, wrong answer, unfortunately. It was actually D. None of your business. Let women make decisions for themselves. Sorry, AJ. It was great having you on the show. But that's all for today's show. Remember, support women's businesses, and if you see AJ in person, tell him to suck your fucking clitoris. Thanks again, and we'll catch you next time on D's Dating Do's and Don'ts.
Why did you put so much effort into this? There's so much. This music is great. Is it gonna fade out, or is it just gonna keep going?
You better believe I fucking made that shit for you. I made it, and I was laughing for fucking
keep
ever.
doing that. Because I will never put that much effort into it, but please keep doing that. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
I wasn't ready. I was not ready.
I know you weren't. And I was sitting there on Thursday before I went to my girlfriend's place. And I have thought about doing this for a good couple of months.
Well, fuck you.
I know, yeah. Worth it, though. That was
totally worth it. That sounds great.
As soon as you take off your glasses, I know that the comedy has struck gold.
Oh, that's... I wasn't ready. Touche. You won. You've won this round.
Unfortunately, A and C were both technically what she did. But
I'm right. Fuck you.
You weren't right. I didn't ask what she did do. I asked what you said she should do.
Oh. Oh, my bad. Yeah. I misinterpreted that.
No worries.
Also... Why didn't you... One criticism. You should have ended it with telling everybody to spay and neuter their animals.
I'm not going to go Bob Barker.
You should have gone Bob Barker.
I can't.
Homage.
That is a legendary status I don't think I can approach.
You can at least,
But I'll take it into consideration for the next episode of D's Dating Do's and Don'ts.
I hope you have a weekly show now.
For like 20 minutes, I tried to figure out how to make my single voice into an entire crowd sound. And so I just recorded myself yelling D's Dating Do's and Don'ts for like 20 minutes. In
like different pitches?
Different pitches. Didn't work out. It just sounded like a crowd screaming. It was really bad. But yeah, I found some royalty-free
Game show
Game
music.
show music.
Oh, that's...
Oh,
all
jeez,
right, well,
okay.
thanks for listening, everybody. We'll
back-
see you next time.
Back on track real quick. So, Shi's husband, quick refresher, he falls over the ship.
She pushes him over the
during-
ship is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, during a windstorm. And she ended up being leader over the entire pirate confederation after this. Her adopted kidnapped nephew, Bao, Zheng Bao Yang, I'm just going to call him Bao, he took over the Red Fleet. Now, a government official actually reported in 1810 that Bao obeyed Ching Shih's orders and consulted her on all things before acting. Like, she wasn't just this lowly wife of Yi. Like, she was big time,
Yeah.
I'm running this shit. And upon taking control, she was a little bit more open about her sexual relationship with Bao. And a lot of people believed that this had been going on well before her late husband's death. So, in my eyes, these two worked together, and he said, yo, he stole me from my fucking OG family and killed my dad. So, fuck this guy. So, I say that, yeah, she and Bao killed him. Mainly
Yeah,
her.
straight
I
up.
think she was just like, yo, fuck this dude. But it came out to be a really good career move for both of them.
Okay.
And for the private, like the Pirate Confederation.
Their LinkedIn was fantastic.
Yeah, dude. Phenomenal reviews. So, working together, they both set a standard of rules for the Pirate Confederation. Number 1, you don't talk about the Pirate Confederation.
Perfect.
Number 2, you don't talk.
What's in the box?
Yeah. Different movie.
Oh,
but
sorry.
you're the same actor, I guess. I'll give you partial credit.
All right.
Fuck up.
Damn it.
So, the first rule was if any pirate goes privately on shore, he shall be taken, his ears mutilated, he will be paraded around the fleet and executed. The reason behind this one is because generally if they were going to shore by themselves, they were trying to make money or like rob and murder people.
Yeah, do something
And,
shady.
Yeah, if they were making money outside of the pirate community, the Confederacy, tough shit, you're out.
Yeah.
Number 2, not the least thing shall be taken privately from the stolen and plundered goods, which I thought was funny. No stealing from the stolen goods.
Yeah. That's my stolen goods.
All shall be registered. The pirate receives for himself out of 10 parts only 2. So you get 20% of what you bring in. Okay? Now, 8 parts belong to the storehouse, called the general fund. Those who steal anything out of this general fund, executed.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Number 3, this is the last rule. Women captured from villages shall not be harmed or harassed. All women captives shall be registered, their place and origin recorded, and be given separate quarters. Those who raped or committed adultery with these women captives shall be executed.
Perfect.
Which I feel like
you
it's
know what? I joined that company.
You know,
I'll
would
send them my
too.
LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, might as well. Podcast is coming to a close because I'm not running the ship by myself. But I feel like if you're going to have rules as a pirate, those are 3 really good rules for a confederacy.
Not bad.
So, they had been running things for about a year together, successfully at that. They're going in,
Making
they're finding,
quiche.
finding fucking other pirates that are making quiche, taking them in, and they're building this mass of troops on all of these, like, different colored fleets. Now, a year later, she had turned the Confederation even more dangerous as they got bigger. And while commanding Bao, they lured and ambushed this brigade general and sunk 35 of his ships. Now, the Chinese, the Chinese government didn't like this at all, obviously, because it's almost like a band of... It's basically a pirate government that's trying to take over and take these really important ports and these like inlets and rivers and just destroy the towns on the way in.
It's like the Ballas going for the street corners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Fuck you. So, after they took 35 of these ships from the Chinese, she helped lead Bao to another victory over a lieutenant colonel. This cut the Chinese government fleets in half.
Damn.
And it left a really important river wide open for the Confederation's entry. Now, this river was called the Pearl River, I believe. Something along those lines. I have it somewhere later. So, in 1809... the government sent a fleet of 100 ships to attack a pirate leader. And when they got there, this leader was just like, oh, fuck, reached out to Shih, I'm assuming via, like, messenger pigeon? I don't know. It's impressive how well they were able to communicate shit
Lots
across.
of smaller, faster ships.
Yeah, this is a good point. So they called to Shih for aid, and she took command of the red and white flag fleets. She was like, hey, we're getting together. Bao, I need you to attack from the front and the sides with 10 ships. And they told the white fleet to flank from the back to cut them off from leaving. So they just have these 100 ships completely surrounded. During the battle, she just drives in from the front, and she destroys a bunch of the enemies with her personal fleet.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, so they end up conquering these guys. Some of them get out a little bit, but it's not really enough that you would say the Chinese truly escaped from this pirate battle. So later on that year, one of the provincial commanders seeked out the White Fleet and killed their leader.
That's not good.
Yeah. So, however...
Or is it?
Yeah. So, when they killed him, the White Fleet still managed to take out 25 of this dude's ships.
Damn.
And a brigade general. These pirates are fucking beasts.
Yeah, they are getting their money's worth.
And that's what's so impressive is because when you think about, a group of pirates, you think, one ship, even if they have multiple ships, it's usually just led by some, madman with a beard. She just fucking rallied all these guys together. She was so, powerfully poignant that she would just get everyone and go, hey, this is what we're doing, and we're fucking up the government. And they go, dope.
Fuck the police.
Yeah.
Boom.
Dude, no shit.
Drifting in with those ships.
It is insane the amount of coordination that she had with all of these commanders that were like, we're okay reporting to her.
I mean, she's probably making them tons of money.
Yeah. I mean, you're even getting a 20% cut of everything that you bring in. You don't get to keep it all, but your ship is guaranteed to be repaired because of this general fund.
Yeah, you have food, quarters,
Yeah.
You're not going to get scurvy. You're in a nice, repaired, maintained ship.
Seriously.
Good work-life balance.
No joke. So she kind of shrugged her shoulders at the loss of the White Fleet. And she ordered this big raid. She was like, I understand we lost them, but we still got a lot of shit. So, I just lost my place.
No!
So what she did, it's the Pearl River, what I was talking about, that they've taken over. And she sent Bao to one side of the Pearl River. She sent the Black Fleet to the other side. And then she took her personal fleet to another end. And basically, they, cut off the ports for entry and then kind of just ran their ships through the middle of it to just run total control of everything.
They ran the blockade.
Yeah, no joke.
Damn.
So, this battle, more or less, because the Chinese would send troops to either side of this river, and they would just like attempt to attack them from the shore, or they would get on little boats and try to like infiltrate. This fight went on for 6 weeks. 6 weeks of a pirate fight. Like, that's what's crazy. You're like, holy shit, like 6 weeks now, you're like, wow, that's a fast fucking war. Back then,
No, that was
that's long.
decent.
Yeah, so
That's a lot of food.
seriously. Now, what they would do is while they were in the river, they would stop and hop off in little towns, ransack these fucking towns, raid the shit out of them. And it actually ended up leading to over 10,000 deaths in these towns. She and Bao destroyed this huge town and killed over 2,000 people that lived in it, which 2,000 people in the 1800s is a lot of fucking people.
I mean, 2,000 people anytime is a lot of fucking people.
Like, they ended up just entirely running this little river community.
They just destroyed.
And they destroyed so many villages that the area was almost entirely under her control with pirates. She took 500 more ships in September and raided a town that was upriver. And they captured 400 civilians and took them to another town that they raided 2 days later. Like, the Chinese efficiency on this is just astounding, dude.
The work ethic is awesome.
Yeah, seriously. And she would just get people behind her. And I think she just had this way of, like, rallying people.
Yeah, the charisma or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say she learned from a really good example, but she did. Because her first husband, had such a, like, rich pirate history in his family that I'm sure seeing all of that.
Oh yeah, you learn from the
she's gonna learn
previous
from
generation.
And she's already kind of an anti-establishment like figure because she's like, I work in a brothel and I'm going to fucking marry a pirate before I'm even
doing pretty good.
Yeah. Like,
doing well for herself, I think.
Seriously, she's locked in. It's impressive. Mm-hmm. So, the government responded to these large raids by getting their fleet back up to strength from being down 50% from, like, the year prior when she just dilapidated it. And they attempted to attack Bao. Now, they were defeated in late October by Bao after they made this big push. Because he just... Obviously, they have all these pirates. He's not playing at a disadvantage because he's got, like, the river at his back. They're able to just feed people up to him to continue building his red fleet to just fucking stop all these guys. Mm-hmm. So, the government was getting really fucking tired of just getting beat into the ground and losing so many men to these pirates that are just controlling this important port. And I keep losing my spot. So they reached out to what they considered foreign barbarians.
Ooh,
I know.
They worked for the Romans.
Yeah. So these foreign barbarians were actually just Portuguese Empire that had controlled the Chinese region at the time.
So foreign.
Yeah, right. So Ching Shih's personal fleet had previously captured a powerful brig from Portugal, and Portugal wanted fucking payback for this. They were not. Okay. They were not a fan of Shih. And
they had some skin in the game.
Yeah. So when China reached out, though they were taking some of China's land, and they were like, yo, fuck China, they were willing, they were just like, yeah, hands down, we will take this bitch out. Because she took out one of our really good generals and our brig. So, in November, she left the Pearl River with a couple of her own personal ships in her fleet, and she went in for repairs. Now, the Portuguese got word of this, and they sent 3 ships and a brig to go harass Shih. Just like throw a couple cannons at her, maybe kill a few of her men while she's trying to get repairs from this previous battle. And she ends up calling over to Bao and says, hey, I know that you guys are kind of fucked up after you killed a bunch of the Chinese provincial fleet as well, but I need you to come down and help me out, because if they kill me, we're totally fucked. So he comes down to help out. But when Bao gets there, the Portuguese ships are gone. And so Bao just kind of stays in the area as well so that they can get repairs on their ship, and so that if anything comes back, they're kind of like defending a little bit better. But mind you, he didn't come down with like this whole fleet of like 100 ships or whatever. It's a handful. So a few days later, 8 Portuguese ships return, and they ended up blockading Shih and Bao in what's called the Tongcheng Bay, and just block them in there. And over the course of a week and a half, 93 more ships from the Chinese provincial fleet end up coming down to this bay and take part in blocking this and stopping counterattacks from the pirates. Like, the coordination, was phenomenal on China's part. Timing and everything, it's crazy. So they're blocking all these counterattacks from the pirates, and the pirates are struggling because they have really bad wind conditions. They're having to like go into the wind, and it's just fucking them up over and over. But the Chinese lost 1 brig, and 74 of their men were actually captured during this little brawl in the bay. So China was getting sick of this stalemate. They're like, we want to either defeat all of them, or like they fucking kill all of us and we just like move on from this. We're putting way too much effort in just this one spot.
In blockading with over 93 ships.
For like no benefit, because when you have 93 ships there,
it's not like they're going to escape.
All of the other pirates, though they're sending some people here, they're going to be causing problems elsewhere. So they're like, look, we need to end this quick.
Yeah, let's get this shit done.
Yeah.
Just go in.
So they end up, they take 43 of their own ships, evacuate them, and they turn them into fire ships. So they aim the sails, they set this ship on fire. This thing is fucking blazing. And they, with the wind at their back, they push these things towards the pirates.
So do they just not want to like risk going in and killing people off because of the reputation of the pirates in the bay?
Yeah, more or less.
Because I feel like you're still wasting 43 fire ships.
Well, that, and because the pirates have a huge fleet. They have like 6 fleets of ships.
All in the bay?
Not just in the bay, but all over.
How many are in the bay? I think that's where I'm trying to
I think in the bay, the pirate ships that they have like, I would say probably 20 to like 50.
So there's a good amount. It's not just 3 ships.
Yeah, it's not like they're fucking trying to kill all of them, but they know if they go in and they kill Shih and Bao, that all of the pirates in the Pearl River are going to go, yo, let's get the fuck over there, and we're going to destroy the Chinese provincial fleet.
Yeah, plus just the loss trying to get to, those ships in there. Okay, now it makes sense why they just blockaded and didn't just steamroll them.
All of these other fleets had so many more pirates. Like, I mean, they had I think it ended up being 226 total ships.
Damn.
And there are probably even more. That was just what was written down at the time. So they don't want to kill off their leaders because it'll lead to further destruction of the Chinese fleets. So they send these 43 fire ships towards the pirates, and the pirates just navigate so perfectly around them. Dodge them. Some of these big fiery brigs go to the shore, pirates put out the fire, and then they just put the fire off to the side, and they're like, yeah, well, or they put the wood off to the side, and they're like, we'll just use this for fucking firewood later on. Who cares?
Yeah. Repairs.
Now, problem was that as soon as they pushed these fire ships in, the wind changed. And all of these fire ships, well, not all of them, but 2 of these fire ships come straight back towards the Chinese.
Ooh, that's not good.
And a lot of it ignited 2 of their own ships. So they've destroyed 43, and they end up destroying 2 of their own in the process. And she sees the advantage that the wind is giving and the distraction of all the fire. She slips out.
Beautiful.
She breaks through the blockade and escapes into the South Chinese Sea. And the pirates only lost 40 men in this whole battle. That's it. They didn't even lose a ship.
Damn.
They lost 40 men and gained a fuck ton of firewood, and they still took, what was it?
43.
They took 1 brig, basically took 45 other brigs, and killed 74 plus however many that fire killed on those 2 other brigs.
I think that's called a W.
Yeah.
That's a net W.
That's a big old win. So, by late 1809, the British had gotten partially involved. They only sent a couple ships down there to help out. The British were like fucking Americans in 1809 now.
Oh yeah, the War of 1812 is
they're
coming
just like,
up soon.
send fucking everybody all over the place. We'll solve all the problems. Just
Our
go on.
we won't overextend our imperialism.
No, never. So British kind of joins in the battle, sends a couple people down to Pearl River. Now, the leader of the Black Flag Fleet ended up stabbing Bao in the back. And
bastard.
Attempted to battle him, but he lost and he escaped.
If you're going to backstab somebody and you still
At least be good. Yeah, at least fucking win.
You're shitty.
Yeah, so he basically excommunicates himself from the pirate confederacy, and he goes to the Chinese, and he surrenders to them, and he says, hey, look, I will lead a fleet of Chinese provincial ships to go take out these pirate confederates. And they go, we don't really want you to go in and just defeat them because you're going to get shit on by all these ships. So he goes, how about we cut off their supply lines? And they're like, well, how are we going to do that? And he goes, well, I'm already a pirate. I have ties. Not everything's going to spread everywhere. So I'll take care of this. So he goes and he cuts off a bunch of their supply lines. And he cuts off some of their little sneaky routes and shit, destroys a few ships, and it actually leads to Xi's surrender to the Chinese Provincial Party. Yeah. Like, it's crazy that just this one guy, I mean, he was high in the ranks. The Black Flag ship ran alongside Xi in multiple battles. He wasn't her right-hand man, but he was her left-hand man for sure. Mm. And so this guy has so much influence that he's able to just sneak in and fucking destroy shit because he already knows so much about what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Like every war that I've learned about, people are fighting, but it's really a war of supply lines. Mm-hmm. Whoever's the winning team,
especially when you're on the sea.
Yeah, like the only way you're going to win the war is if you have better supply lines than the other side. Like, yeah. Like in World War II, apparently the German supply lines would march for 2-3 days after the main bulk of the army, and it would be a constant back and forth of supplies. And in World War II, the Germans had pretty much because of a lot of the supply lines and railroad lines that were put in by the Germans in World War I, they were able to just expand across Europe and still have these supply lines back and forth. War is all about supplies.
Honestly, I entirely agree with you. And like I said, it is vital when you're running ships because if they cut off your repair supplies, ships are going to sink.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's going down quick.
And
if you're not able to repair,
supplies.
you're not able to get clean water, you're not able to get food, fucking, you're done for. If you don't have a group of men that can run a ship and they're feeling healthy and like they're not starved,
they don't have scurvy.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as they've got problems, your ship is run terribly inefficiently. So, she ends up surrendering to China, and she takes a delegation of 17 women to go in and negotiate surrender demands. All in all, she gave up 17,000 pirates, 226 ships, 1,300 cannons, and over 2.7 thousand weapons.
Damn.
Yeah. And that was at the time of surrender. This is after she's lost a few.
Yeah,
like,
she's lost some stuff.
Yeah, over these battles and everything. So it allowed her to marry Bao legally. And they both kind of started serving as colonel to defeat the blue ships. Because, I mean, she turns everybody over, but that doesn't mean that these fleets are just going to go, oh, okay, she says that we're not pirates anymore. Cool, we're working for China. Mm-hmm. A lot of these ships are like the blue ship that the Bao goes to defeat. They go, no, we're not fucking switching. Yeah, I mean,
why would you?
She obviously led. I think at one point I read somewhere that she was well over 40,000 men in her lifetime.
That's a crazy fleet.
So Bao serves under China for a few years, but he dies in the 1820s. While she is like late 40s, I believe. And after his death, he had paid a bunch of money into the Chinese government to ensure his estate. Now, there was an official that was over that he had paid that into, and it's like I couldn't get the exact number because it was like 28,000 like currency of silver, but the currency was like, oh, it actually translates into like a hand of silver. And I was like, well, how much is a fucking hand of silver? And they're like, that's a fucking poop deck of silver. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was just in a circle of just bullshit. And I was like, oh my, none of these are really translating over. The only thing that I could really find was that it was 28,000 like pieces of 50 grams of silver, which I have no idea how much that comes out to be.
Let's just say that's a lot.
A fuckload of money in like mid 1800s. So she presses charges against this guy and is like, hey, this is bullshit. He's stealing money from us when we were guaranteed this. This is our own money. And he's embezzling it. So they drop the case because they're like, we don't even need a trial for this. This guy's fucking guilty, whatever. And they go, execute this asshole. Give her her fucking money. So she keeps basically all of the money that she collected over the years of her piracy.
Damn, now that's a retirement.
Yeah. Because that was part of it, is they say, hey, if we can get all these pirates to flip and start fighting for the Chinese, we get to keep our general fund. And China was like, okay.
Yeah, because they're getting basically expendable people.
Because they're getting cold hard cash that is equipment for their dilapidated naval
crew.
Like
for that the government is getting now all these pirates who are super experienced, know what they're doing. Plus, they know like where the supply lines are,
exactly,
where the back doors are. Like they're a lot of times much more familiar than the military
and
than
at the
Navy.
same time, it just rebuilds China's like naval fleet.
Yeah.
They go, oh, well, we had fucking 90 left or 45 left after we completely destroyed our own shit in this Tongcheng Bay. Mm-hmm. And now they've just fucking like increased it tenfold by getting 226 new ships that when these ships come into harbor, people know and recognize that as a pirate ship. And they're like, yo, even though this has Chinese flags, these guys fuck.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's so wildly successful and revered as the pirate queen because though she did end up surrendering because she was stabbed in the back, she held off the Chinese Empire for years.
Yeah, like
she snuck out of basically like an almost forced surrendered position when she was being blockaded in. She still managed to slip out, destroy a few more ships, and even though she surrendered, she kept all of her fucking money. I say that is fucking success.
another successful badass bitch.
Absolutely. So she ended up just running a fairly peaceful life for like until she died at the age of 68, 69, I think.
That's pretty good for 1800s.
Yeah. And she is also known for creating an infamous gambling house somewhere in Guangdong in China as well.
Like you do.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's a bad bitch. She is represented in we're sponsored by them. So Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Are we sponsored by them?
Yeah, we're sponsored by Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Disney owns everything that you watch and enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your wake-up call.
Yeah. But yeah, she's represented in that one. I think it's at World's End. I don't fucking know which one it's in. It's in one of theirs, and she's the old Chinese lady.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 I've definitely seen that one.
But yeah, so she made a fucking impression, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've got one more lady for you.
There's only one more woman in history.
Yeah, only one more female pirate in history. And
that's
that's the last woman we'll do. The last woman I'll do. And then I'm switching. But yeah, so keep an eye out. It probably won't be until next season, and we'll drop that one. But yeah, Ching Shih, better known as Jean
Cousteau.
Yeah, Zhang Yisao or Shi Yang. So bad pirate baddie bitch. So find us on our Instagram and Twitter at @PointsOPressure.
Oh, you're not gonna let me set up for
the fucking.
I do. I want to set up for my next week because I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, did you in high school or junior high or whatever? Did you ever have to learn square dancing?
Oh yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yep. 6th grade D. It was a fucking square dancing class. We did it in the commons.
Did you know 27 states have square dancing as their state official dance?
What?
Yeah, that's all. Nobody Google anything about that.
Fuck?
I'm going to be talking about why that is and why that's in our curriculum next week.
Cool. I'm excited.
This is a good one.
It's a weird one, but Patreon.
Oh yeah. Are you going to try?
I'm going to try it out. Let's see. Huge shout out to Nordic Thunder, Toddy Waddy,
No,
Toddle Waddles, sorry, Dark Runner, Casey McFacey, Haley, and my personal favorite, D's Nuts, not me.
Was that 6?
Yep.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yep,
Yes,
that was 6 of them, baby.
Beautiful.
Thank
All
you
right.
guys so much. And we will catch you next week. If you would like to check out our Patreon, we would appreciate it. Follow the links in our bios and our socials at @PointsOPressure on Instagram and Twitter. We'll catch you fuckers next Monday.